um, I've done this workout 3 times already. So for some reason, when I try to do it from my phone, one, I can't go live because I don't have that many friends. So if you are watching this, you could do me the biggest favor of subscribing so I can just do live videos from my phone and then you wouldn't have the poor image quality. But nevertheless, I want to make sure that this workout gets posted and that you guys get good explanations of how you can do the exercises to help develop the quad strength. So quads, you have your vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, and then you also have your rectus femoris. So all things considered, we're not talking about psoas or TFLs, but all things considered, that's where we're focusing for our workout today. With your quads, a couple things. Always make sure that your knee is tracking over the second toe, not the great toe, the big toe, not him, his neighbor. Or you can use your shoelaces. Try to keep it right in line with your shoelaces. For one of the exercises, your knee is going to go past your toes, and that's okay. If you have knee pain, just limit your range of motion. So it doesn't mean you can't ever do leg day. You just have to do it differently than others. So I kind of want to walk through the exercise technique and kind of give that out there for you. I don't have enough energy in my legs anymore after doing it 3 times through to do complete sets for you with the technique I would like you to have. So rather than holding off on posting this video and you guys not seeing the workout for today, I wanted to make sure I accommodated and made it available. So first exercise we have are split squats. A split squat is basically a static lunge. Your feet are not in tandem, so they're not on the same line, but they're on the railroad tracks still. They're just now split. Note, split squat. When you do these, you want to move up and down like an elevator. So I'll kind of show you. There you go. So when you do your split squat, you want to go up and down like an elevator. So here's my split stance, okay? I'm going to try to keep my hips squared this way, my core is tight, my chest is up, my head is lifted. In this position, I'm going to drop straight down and straight back up. At the top, I am blocking out this quad and pressing through the heel, and I'm blocking out this leg and pushing through my toe. So when you're down and up, rather than focus on how low you can get, so say I had a knee injury, which I have on this side, and I can only go to here. That's okay. I'm just going to focus on that extension of the knee, the squeezing of the quads, the really hugging that muscle to the bone, and then I'm going to go back down to my range and back up. If you can go all the way down, go all the way down, up. Notice that this knee almost goes straight down towards the floor. I don't send my weight forward onto that leg. That up and down elevator motion, that's what we want. So for your split squat, when you're going up and down, core is tight, chest is up. You're going to do all 10 or all 15 in a row. If you can get to 12 and not 15, do 12, okay? This is your workout, so do what you can. 2 sets on each side. I like to alternate sides because it gives one leg a little bit of a breather, but you will feel that in your quads. Second exercise, moving on. You have lateral walks. If you have a TheraBand, you can put it at your knees or you can put it at your ankles. If you put it at your knees, it's still going to give you great resistance when you're abducting or moving your legs away from center. But if you put it at your ankle, it's going to get even more. The reason why is because you're creating a longer lever arm. So when you're doing your lateral walks, you're going to be in a squat position. You're going to strive to push your foot out as you walk with it. It's almost like you had a wall on the side of you and you're pushing that wall. Okay, you don't want to just kick your foot out there. Okay, it's not going to do much damage. You got to move your whole body at the same time. So let's see it. Here's my band. Okay, I'm going to put it right at my ankles. Right like that, okay? It's just above my malleoli or that ankle bone on the side. In this position, I'm going to squat down. It's not a huge deep squat. It's just a nice flex at the hips, flex at the knees, and at the ankles. From here, I'm going to kick my foot out as I bring my knee apart. So I don't want to just do that. I want to push everything at the same time. 2 steps one way, 2 steps the other. Keep thinking about driving your knees apart. If that is hard for you and you notice that you start to go knock-kneed, let's move the band up. This gives you a bit more of a tactile cue, so you can really think about, oh, push my knees apart, okay? If you don't have a band, that's okay. If you hold that nice low kind of squatted position and walk sideways, keeping your core tight, you're gonna get a good workout, okay? Another little tidbit on this one, if you have trouble and you notice that your toes are turning out, like this, you wanna actually kick your heel out first, almost like you were thinking a little bit pigeon-toed. Your feet will stay straight, but it'll keep you from going to that turned out position. So, 2 sets of 15 down back, each side. Repeat that. So you're doing 2 whole sets back and forth. Make sure you stay facing the same way too. If you flip-flop and face the wall on the second side, you're actually double working whatever the lead leg is. So make sure you stay facing one way, lead out with the heel, keep that nice tension in the legs so that your knees are pushing out with the feet, and you'll be great. Next up, we have our low squats with our heels elevated. So what that looks like, you're going to take a yoga mat or a blanket or a towel, whatever you have, and you're going to roll it. Okay, notice I have this little cushion. Okay, this is where my heels are going to sit. So my heels are going to go here. My feet are in neutral, but I'm elevated so my weight is kind of on my toes. Okay, from here, I'm going to go as low as I can, making sure my knees still track over my toes, all the way down to the bottom, all the way back up. As always, if range is an issue for you, just don't go down as low. Core is tight, chest is up, you're going down and back up. Okay, as I push, I want to push and extend, really squeezing through my quads and my glutes, so I get full upright extension. Drop it down as low as you can, full upright extension, okay? After that one, you don't need your mat anymore. You'll just need a space. So I'm going to roll out my mat. After that one, we go to a sumo squat. Sumo squat is you're going to be at like a wide second position. So my toes are turned outward, my knees are turned outward, my hips are nice and open, chest is up, core is engaged, ribs are closed. So I'm a very tall, almost like I was an X. In this position, you can hold your hands at your chest, at your hips, overhead, does not matter to me. Just make sure your chest stays up the whole time and your core is engaged. Drive your knees apart as you squat down to that 90-90. See how my legs are like 90 degrees? And come back up. With the sumo squats, watch your legs. Don't let your knees fold forward. You want to press them out the whole time. So once you get through 10, going nice and low, you're going to hold the bottom and do 10 little pulses. Nice and controlled. Not fast, just nice and controlled. Okay? Once you get through the pulses, start your second set of full range sumo squats. Hold the bottom for your pulses. From there, this is the tricky one. Not because it's hard, but because the band gets frustrated. So, if you have a TheraBand that's long, even if it's still looped together, this one broke, it's okay. I can still make it work. What you're going to do is you're going to go under your chair. Let me angle this a little bit more for you. So see how I have my legs in my chair? I'm going to take my band. I'm going to go under and around the back side of my chair. I'm going to take it up and rest my band on the seat. Notice I have 2 top points right here, 1, 2. And then the other one I have down here. I'm going to twist that like I was making a figure 8. So now I have a little loop at the bottom, and I have a band at the top. If you don't have a band, just find a chair to sit in where your feet, you can lift your toe or you can kind of prop it up a little bit. And you're just going to do a knee extension. So you're using your quad to extend all the way out and control down nice and slow. We're not doing a ton of weight with this. If you have ankle weights, you can use that also, but make sure that you're not overtaxing the amount of weight. Keep it light and work on control and the slow eccentric so that we don't have any negative shearing forces on the knees. If you have knee injuries, it might not be the best exercise to do with a TheraBand. You might be better off with a cuff weight or just going through the range of motion. So in this position, if you have a band, I just loop that figure 8 loop over my toe. So you see it on my shoe right there. I'm going to take these and I'm going to hold them in my hands. Okay, and from here, if I want more tension, I just curl and I pull them towards my belly button or my center. So from here, I'm going to extend out all the way into knee extension, slow and controlled, all the way back in. You see me shake? Oh, you can tell I've done 3 of these. So when you are doing this, sorry, I lost my grip. You want to make sure that as you go out, that's okay if it slides up your foot. It doesn't really bother anything. As you go out, you're going to go all the way straight. My quads are tight. I'm locked out using these quads. I can even turn my toe in at the top, straighten it back out, and come all the way back down. So you'll do 15, 10, 12, whichever you can do, down and up and down and up. Leave it there so you don't have to fiddle with the band. Take a longer break, do your second set on the same side, and then just switch to your other foot, okay? So for example, if I switched my feet, I just threaded the next one through, got ready and set. This leg's not doing anything, he's just resting now. Pull my toe towards my head and I say, kick out nice and long, control down. Kick out nice and long, control down. And the shaking is okay. I'm just tired. But if there's any pain with this, try it without weight. Just try to kind of go out, maybe hold this for 3, 2, 1, control down, kick out, hold, 3, 2, 1. Pay attention to the rest of your body during these. Is your core engaged? Are your ribs still cinched? Is your chest still lifted? Pay attention to little things like that so you get the most out of your exercises. So from there, you have 2 more exercises. And you'll notice these last couple exercises actually went from being, so the last ones are more isolated exercises versus the first ones were very kind of large compound movements. And I like doing that just so that my bigger movements have better technique and I can really focus on technique and isolating on the littler movements. But let's lay it out. Straighten out your leg. So these are straight leg raises. We're doing 2 different styles. The first one is a straight leg raise with our toe and knee towards the ceiling. The second one is with your toe turned out to basically 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock, depending on what leg you're on. So when you do your straight leg raise, if you would like, you can rest up on your forearms here, belly button to the spine the whole time. I personally think this puts a lot of stress in my low back, so I prefer to lay all the way flat. So you're here. In this position, you're going to lift up till you match the other thigh, control it all the way back down. This leg is very light on the floor, almost as if there was an egg underneath this foot. My core is tight, and I'm lifting up and down. To get added ab work in this, raise your shoulders up off the mat, keep your belly button drawn in, belly button to the spine, and try to maintain that with a nice long neck, shoulders away from the ears as you lift that leg. Rest, go to the other side. If you want to just focus on the legs and you don't need the ab workout in there, keep your head and shoulders on the mat, belly button to the spine, lifting up and down. Okay? For the turned out one, just turn that toe out, lead up with the inside part of your heel. My core is still engaged, this foot's still relaxed. I'm doing 2 sets of 15 for each one. Okay? So that's the entire workout. Some good stretches to throw in at the end are a kneeling hip flexor stretch, a psoas stretch, a quad stretch, piriformis stretch. So here they all. Blah, blah, blah. Here they all are in a different order. But first one is a quad stretch. Lying on your side, pull your heel towards your bottom. I like to rest all the way down because it feels nicer on my back, but you can always support the head and neck, or you can be all the way down. So this is your quad stretch. Heels pulling towards my bottom, knees are close together. And you'll do that on both sides. So just turn to the other side. And you can do it on this side. Same idea. After that, what you can do is you can go to a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So I tuck this back toe under. My core is engaged. I'm going to rock my hips forward and down until I feel a pull in this lower leg. I'm just going to hold it. 20 seconds, 3 times, 30 seconds if it feels like a nice stretch for you. Once again, repeat on both sides. Okay, same thing, your core is tight. If you need to hold on to something for balance because you feel like your balance is a little too shaky, that's fine. Another way to do this is by using your chair. So I'm not going to adjust the camera because I want you to see what my feet are doing, but one leg up, lean forward towards the chair, okay? Should feel it through here. We'll do both sides. Good. Last stretch. Have a seat. Cross your ankle over top that knee and lean forward. So this is just for your piriformis. Runs through the hip and the glute area. So if you can keep your back nice and straight and hinge forward. So from a side view, if I'm here, I'm trying to keep my back nice and tall and straight as I hinge forward, just like that. Okay, so that was your workout. Those were your stretches. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I enjoyed it so much I did it 3 times. So at least get one in, all right? I'll see you tomorrow. Good job, you made it. Week 2, day 2. Bye, guys. Oh, and by the way, I forget to say it every time. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you guys subscribe, then that means I don't have to do them from my computer anymore. I can use my phone. That'd be great. So like me, subscribe. Bye, guys.